Ladies and gentlemen, gamers of all ages, welcome to Tric Trac TV. My name's Jamie, this is Mr. Guillaume,
Hello.
and this is Via Nebula.
Via Nebula.
Game coming very soon from the Space Cowboys.
Yep.
And it's slightly off shot, so I'm going to move the box in just a tad. That's better. There we go, you can see it better now. Now, Via Nebula is a Martin Wallace game.
Yep.
It's a bit different from his normal games. A lot of people have said.
Oh,
at least it looks a lot different.
Yes, it looks different.
Exactly.
Because it's pretty.
It
okay,
is,
sorry.
Ooh, drama.
Sorry.
No, anyway, let's move on. It's a pick and delivery game without the pick.
Without the pick. That means you don't have to move to pick resources, but you have to
open the way.
Yes, open the way to deliver it on your building site.
Exactly. Now we're going to be more or less trying to recolonize a sort of lost valley.
That's
if I
it.
understood correctly. Now this valley is filled with horrible gribbly monsters, kind of cutely gribbly monsters.
Yes, but the cute gribbly monsters are just here to block sight. The main difficulty is the smog. Yes,
the fog.
The fog.
And not the Stephen King kind of fog, where you just disappear in a red mist if it gets near you. It's a slightly more friendly fog, but you probably still don't want to mess with it. So
you just have to explore it, and then you know the way to go through it.
Basically.
And there is another kind of problem. There is this petrified trees, and it's a bit more difficult to explore this. We're going to see that.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Now, this is one of the sides of the board. This is the easy side.
The easy side
of the game, which we're showing for demonstration purposes. Otherwise, we'd be manly and go for the hard side, no doubt. But there is another side, and in front of us, we have these game boards. These are also double-sided, one for 2 players. There's 2 of us, so they're on the 2-player side. But there's also a 3 and 4 player side.
3 and 4 players.
As this is a 2 to 4 player game.
Ah, you're right. Oh, perfect.
One thing leads politely into another. So, Mr. Guillaume, you know how this works. Take us away.
Okay, so it's very simple in the way you can play it, but it's not that simple to win the game, to do it in the best way.
Well,
so,
I didn't understand any of that. That didn't mean anything, but go on.
Let's go. You have 2 actions per turn, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different actions you can do.
These 6 along here on the board.
So I can show the difference between 3 and 4 player games, and this difference just comes with this symbol. You have half a site to build your cities. In a 2-player games, it takes the whole
of the sites.
Okay, that's the only difference between 2 and 3 and 4 players. There is another one. It's a minus difference. You just have 3 workers in a 2-player games. We just have 2 workers in a 3 or 4 player games.
Okay then.
Okay. So at the beginning, we have to put the resources tile on the map. And these tiles are drawing, just you put it in any orders on the green hexagons.
Okay.
That's it. At the beginning, we have a special one. That means this one gets for nobody. This is the biggest one, the biggest resource one. It's a 5 for 4-player games. It's a 4 for a 2 or 3-player games. Just the meaning of the spot. So I just take off one of these. Okay, then I
mix it in there.
Yep.
But we will never know which one just came out.
Yes, maybe just now, because I can now do that and reveal it.
Right.
That means you know where the resources are, and it could be very important to, I don't know if I can say that in English, it's very important to read the map.
Yes. Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. You can say that.
Because if there is a special resource missing in a part of this map, it will be very complicated to have this resource coming through the map to your building site. So that's why you have to read very carefully the place the different resources are on the map. Of course, the 5 or 4 resources in the 2-player games are special because at the beginning of the game, they are directly removed and replaced by the resource.
Right.
So, for example, this 5 clay, that's it.
Yep, clay.
It's
Brick,
4.
whatever you want.
Yes, it's 4 in a 2-player game.
Okay.
So I just take it and replace by this really 4 clay.
Bricks. Okay.
That's the first origin of our resource. And I do
Okay.
it for all of the other 4 or 5 resources.
Okay.
And now the game begins with the distribution. Yes,
Distribution.
okay.
Distributing.
Of 2 private cards.
Right.
This one are with the purple back, the others with the gold.
I'll quickly show them off because they're quite pretty
Yeah.
actually. Just the golden and purple backs of the cards.
Yes, that's
Rather
for
nice.
everybody. That's a competitive way to play the game because this building just upper the map are ready for everybody.
Right.
You just have to do like a race if you want to build it.
Okay.
This purple one are mine own
Right.
building and nobody could steal or build them.
Okay, so these are unique to you.
Yes.
Well, I've just got 2 of the
And
same,
you
so I'm
got-
going to take another
and
one.
you have 2 of them
There we
in
go.
your hand.
Now this, because we're about to show it on the close camera, this is the French box. There
Yes.
will be an English version, don't worry.
Don't worry at all about that.
So I've got a shortcut and a secret plan. So
All of them are in the are organized in the same manner. We have the price in the upper card,
so this is what you need to pay
okay,
to activate it, yeah?
to build it. Then you have the victory point in the blue circle.
Right there.
Yes, and you have the
effect.
power, the effect, the
Okay.
power or the effect of the building.
Gotcha. Simple enough.
Yes. And then when we play, I just come back and then you have 2 actions per turn. Each of these actions you can do by your way. You decide the action you have to do. You can do you can do 2 times the same action. There is no problem.
Any
There
order
is-
you want.
Yes.
Okay.
There is just one exception because there is a action and this is 2 action points in order
Right.
to do it.
Okay.
That's the
So it
only
takes up-
exception.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So the first action you can do is to explore the map. There is you have to start your exploration, of course, by your camp or something like that. So you could not explore in.
You couldn't start exploring it
Yes, you have to, at the beginning of your turn, have something like, for example, a resource sit on your own.
here. Okay.
It's an action. That means I want this wood for me, maybe, of course. So I take the token. That means I will have 2 victory points at the end of the game. I put it on my board, my board. And then I take 3 wood. And this is my place.
Right.
So I can explore from this place. But this is not my resources. That means everybody around the table could take this resource and then go to the building site.
Gotcha.
Okay? So this is the first action. I open a resources spot for everybody.
Yep.
Of course, I take victory point, but everybody could take this one. Okay?
Fair enough.
So the second action, easy, in a 3 or 4 player, it's half a spot.
But in
in
two,
a
it's a
2 player,
full
it's a full one.
crane.
And then you can reopen, in fact, because it's
Some of them are
distract.
old,
Yes.
old buildings.
So you can open a new building site, but it's now your color.
Okay.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be linked to somewhere where you have a
No,
worker. It can
you
be
can open it.
anywhere where there's one of these foundation drawings.
Yes, you have to build it again where the ancient building are.
Okay.
Okay. This is one action point.
Okay.
Okay. Then I go back to the exploration. I can start an exploration with a green tile from my color spot. So it could be from a resources site
Or from where you're building your.
from a building site.
Okay.
Okay. It could be done if there is some other color exploration tile. I don't have to put my color on this exploration tile.
Right.
But if somebody else explore the way, I can continue to explore. Right. There is no color on this.
So if that was me there, for example, and I'd explore this, you could then put something there.
I could then put that here because we work together. We are, yes, that's it, together.
We're friends. I see what you mean. No, as long as you are adjacent to someone's, something that
you
a player
can
has
see
put
that.
down.
Yes, you can see that. So this is for the exploration. Exploration could be very important because, as you can see, when you explore a lot, you discover more victory points.
I see. Okay, so when you get to the bottom of each of these piles, there's 5 in each pile?
5 in a 2-player games, and it's 4 in 3 or 4-player games.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, this is exploration. Now, with petrified trees, that the only action costs you 2 action points
so
because it's very hard to do that.
Okay.
So if I want to explore a petrified tree, I have to spend my 2 action points.
1 more. Okay.
Okay. Then now I can deliver resources to the building site.
Okay.
Because I have a way
to
do it, a clear path to do that.
Okay.
It could be done whatever the distance is. So if I have something like that, for example, or maybe for you, if you have a building site here, you can take the wood and we have
all
the
way up.
And there is no
and
problem.
If that was there, I could take clay all the way up to there.
It could be, but no, because this is not your color and it's something block you.
Gotcha.
So you have to do another.
I see. Okay, clever. You can't go through other people's cities, so to speak.
And it's good for. It's not that good. It's bad for me too. For example, I can take wood. I can take clay, of course. But if I have a building site here, I can do that. Boop, it's blocked, so I can go here.
I see. So it blocks your own.
You have to have a green path, a green free path.
Right. You can't even go through your old buildings. They block
it's blocked here.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Okay.
Then, when I have all the resources I need to build my city,
which would be?
It could be the price of the card because this is the building I will build.
Gotcha. Okay. So you choose one of these 4 buildings at the top.
Okay, for example, I have one of these 5 resources because we have 5 different resources. Wood, it's not a Bart Simpson, sorry. It's just, you say.
I'd never assumed it was Bart Simpson until this very moment, and now it will only be Bart Simpson.
You only see that.
Fair enough. But I think it's meant to be wheat. I think it's meant to be wheat.
No, it's really not Bart.
But now it's Bart Simpson. So there you go.
So
let it be so.
Pig, stone and clay. So when you have on your building site all the resources
one of
need,
each.
It depends on the price.
Of course, right? Yes. What
I want the architect. Then the architect is just stone, meat and pig and clay. Sorry, I missed.
You're missing Bart Simpson.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good because I have to explain something.
Okay.
For example, I have all these resources. Okay. I need 4 of them to build the architect. Okay. So I can do it. So I spend this resource. But I have 1 more, and it is useless. So I take the overpriced resource and I put it on my board. And it's a -1 victory point at the end of the game.
Okay.
So if I don't have my own building on my hand and I have to build something here, maybe I start my plan with some sort of building, but the other players steal it.
That's it.
So maybe I will have another resources on the building site.
And I don't know if we got to it, but is moving a resource from one zone to your building site an action?
It's an action.
It's an action. Okay.
It's
one of your 2 actions.
Yeah, you got 2 actions per turn.
Yes, that's it.
And build a city, something I do like that. I take off, so it came back, and then I built my city. There is 4 different shapes of city, 1 for each color.
You've got the white one, I've got the blue ones, etc., etc. There's brown and black as well. There
and the upload. So
meeples for everybody.
And then we got all the different actions. That means open a resource seat. That means open a building seat. Explore. Explore a petrified tree. then delivery, deliver goods and resources.
Remember, pick and deliver without the pick.
And then build the city.
Right.
So you're gonna go through the game like this with 2 action patterns, and the game will stop at the turn. There is 2 different conditions for ending the game. It could be because we build, one player build the last city.
Okay. Each player has 5. When they get through all 5, it's game over.
Then it takes this card.
So this one here, which is right at the top.
The ending card.
The ending card, which, well, let's talk about goodies. I like goodies.
That's goodies.
This is the little goodie statue that comes with the first edition of the game.
Of the game.
So this will not be in any further editions. You won't be able to get it through any stores or anything like that, as far as I'm aware. So buy it soon.
And then
and there's something on the back.
That's it.
And
At the end of the game, that means you take 2 more victory points by ending the game, and all of the other players just have 1 last turn to play.
Okay.
So it's now the last turn. This is the ending condition, and then you have to count your victory point. So your victory point come from your exploration, because of this victory point.
Gotcha.
Come from your building, because you got the card with the victory point.
Yes, we should point out that each building, apart from having a cost, no nails to pick up cards with. There we go. Apart from having a cost, it gives you victory points, and it also has a little effect.
The effect trigger when you build.
Yes, of course.
You can choose, or you mainly do it because you don't want to just throw the effect of the card. It's very important, but you can, if you want, pass this special effect. But it triggers at the moment you build the city, and only at this moment.
Well, this one, for example, the caravan allows you to discard one of those resources. So I assume you could discard one of your too many resources, and that way you save yourself some points.
That's it. So it comes from exploration, it comes from building, it comes from token resources.
Of course,
when
you open this one, and collected.
Yes, and you have to take your minus point from your resources.
Okay.
Why it's important? Because at the end of the game, if there is still one of your guy and there is still resources there, all of this one come and it's a minus.
Okay.
So be careful to open wisely resources. You need them. You need resources in order to build. Everybody around the table need them, so you're going to try to say, hey, come on, take my resources, it's a good one, it's not that expensive, come on. Of course, but at the end of the game, it could be very... if
everybody ignores you.
Yes, you can have -4, -3 point, whatever.
And I assume that the dude that you put there to open the resource point up, you can't move him afterwards.
Yes, you can move at this moment. You can move.
When there's none left.
Yes, none.
Right. Okay.
Only at this moment, and it's totally right. You're totally right, because you only have 3 resources. So sorry.
3 dudes.
3 dudes in a 2-player games, and 3 building sites.
Right.
At the end of the game, for example, I assume you already built 3 cities, so it remains you 2 more to end the game. That means you could not open 3 building sites. You could not block building sites because you only have 2 left. So you have 2 building sites left to decide where you put it, and that's all.
Fair enough. Okay.
And then the most victory point you have, of course, and the bigger win the games.
Simple enough.
That's it. So it's quite simple to play, but it's not so easy to master the game.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see why.
Because in fact there is 2 point of view in this game, and there is a co-op way of playing it, because you will open the path to take your resources, and you will have to help each other to empty the resource and to bring the resource on the good way. But on the other way, there is just only one winner. So you have to do more, how can I say that in English? More good action?
Yeah, no,
good plan.
I see what you mean. Yep.
In order to have more victory points than the others.
I can see. Okay. What I kind of want to say is, well, it's definitely a game where it's cooperative up to a certain point.
And that point could be, you're right, oh, Jamie, but you're professional, no?
I'm doing it for a little while now.
You're right.
It's kind of getting good at this silence thing.
It's very important because, in fact, there is like a special point in the game where all of the paths are open. It's simpler to build, but there is less resources at this point, so it could be very difficult to have special goods or special resources because they are very far away from your building site. So you have to feel this point of the game. That means it becomes faster to hand, but you have to do it very wisely, very carefully if you don't want minus point.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's important is when we started about exploring and linking up sites, I was like, oh wow, it's going to take a lot of actions to link up those sites just by looking at the map, but it really doesn't. It's very, very quick to link up sites.
In fact,
if you're clever about it.
It's a 60-minute game, and it's really a 60-minute game. It could be 45 minutes if you are very fast in order to think about it, you know the rules and so on. But not that much because you have to think about all of your action. It's just 2 action patterns. It's not that much. But if you don't want to help too much the others, you have to say, okay, I will do that. It's more good. It's
more interesting.
Yes, it's more interesting. Thank you. It's more interesting for me, a little bit less for the others. So that's cool. I do that. And then I'm just waiting for you, the others, to play for me. But maybe they don't.
We'll have to wait and see. See if you can play it smart.
Yes.
So, this was Via Nebula, a game from Martin Wallace by the Space Cowboys.
Yep.
I want to say the illustrator was Vincent Joubert.
For the
very French name.
Yep.
Now this is a 60-minute long game, 2 to 4 players. I believe it's 12 and up just because of the meeples. Yes, it is. It will be available, I believe, at the end of this month. It will be at Cannes in any case, and I believe it's an international release just afterwards.
At the beginning of March.
Yeah, I think
like
so. Just after Cannes, basically. In all good board game stores.
Oh, of course.
If they don't have it, it's not a good one. Well, I'll say that.
It's okay with the English speaking.
Jamie? It's always good with the English speaking.
I try to do my best.
Learning English with board games. That's how I learned French.
Do that.
It's the truth. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Mr. Guillaume, for running us through the game. Thank you, Space Cowboys, for letting us have a copy of this. And until we see you next time,
thank you, Nod.